wrong button. And then see if that is good enough for you guys to see what I'm doing. I don't think it's wide enough. I'm gonna have to do what I have to do. Okay, hello everybody. You may hear my dogs here from time to time because they won't shut up. So what I'm doing here is I sold this painting already. And I have to make it before Monday. So I am doing my crazy chicken. And I'm filling in their beaks real quick. Because I had issues with it being on slate. So if you fill it in with some white paint, it will give it like a primer, basically, before I paint the orange on there. And so I'm going to do that real quick and let that dry for a second. Welcome in. I won't be able to see the chat. I'm doing this from my phone. And I'm sorry about my dogs. They are so hyper right now, and they won't leave each other alone. It's kind of making me mad. I don't even know where I even got the idea for these crazy chickens. But people love them. So I'm hoping you guys can hear me. If there's anybody in here. Oh, I've got one person that gave me a thumbs up. Oh, it's Gil. Hi, Gil. So, okay. I got these pieces of slate from a friend who had them laying around and she thought I could use them. A lot of people don't know this about me, but I'm an avid collector of things. And I collect all different kinds of stuff. So when she told me that she had slate, I was like, yeah, I'll take it. So there's that. And I'm so sorry about the dogs. Usually when I'm painting, it's really quiet. But they won't shut up. I'm painting, go ahead and painting their eyes real quick. I'm getting that underway. I love to paint. It's like one of my favorite things to do, but I have to go through phases. And I have to be kind of inspired to do it. I can't just like paint something, because then I'll think it's crap. So then I'll burn it or something like that. But I have to be inspired to paint. This was one of the things that kind of, it's like I was really good at painting and it kind of inspired me, so I did it. Just making sure their eyes are nice and round. This one has a weird eye, which I'm going to change here in a minute. And I'm going to make this one a little bit bigger as well. I don't know why they had weird eyes. So I'm just going to paint that in and let it dry a little bit. Now my son's up. That's great. What's wrong, Freddie? Get some of this real quick, because that looks like it was not right. Okay. So I went ahead and painted these in. And you could probably only see half of this. Sorry, guys. My phone is not doing what it's supposed to be doing. Alright. So I went ahead and painted these in, and so you could see their beaks here And I will correct a lot of it when I do my outline here, because it doesn't look 100% right now. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to paint the chickens white, and then I give them black polka dots for outfits. And then their combs are red. Right now I do a white outline first because it is on slate and it's really hard to see, but I should be able to put that black over top and it looks really good. And of course now I'm so sorry guys. This is what I go through on an everyday basis. And my son's laughing at them. My French bulldog is running around like a chicken with her head cut off. This is my life. The stuff that you don't see. Ellie Mae and Winnie playing. And then my son laughing at it. I know, they're silly, huh? Silly dogs. So with this slate, I want to keep it as natural as I possibly can. So, like, say for instance, if there is a hole right here, I'm not going to care about that. I'm just going to leave the hole in the chicken. It gives it a really cool rustic look. So that's what I'm doing. I did have to wash this slate. It was really disgusting. It had been outside in the barn for a number of years before I decided to use it. So I had to hose it off and give it a soap and clean it off really good before I did anything with it here. So I went ahead and did that. That's why it's laying on the towel. And, okay. So I gave them white beaks because I wanted to kind of give it a primer, because I'm using this particular orange here for their beaks. And if I just paint it over top the slate, it's kind of see-through-y, and it doesn't give it a good look. So I just kind of primed it out a little bit. Their combs and stuff are going to be red and things like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and paint the comb, or paint their beaks real quick, so I can get that out of the way. So when I paint their bodies, I can actually see what I'm doing here. This is just a pumpkin orange. And hopefully this is kind of dry here. Yeah, it is. Cool. Yeah, what happens is, and I'll show you here in the center, is if I don't do that, see, this is kind of see-through-y. So what happens then is it doesn't give me a good look that I want, the real orangey color. So I kind of primed it with white first. I wouldn't consider myself a professional painter. It is just something I love to do, though. In my spare time, I paint a lot. And like I said, I have to really be inspired to paint. Otherwise, I think everything I paint, then it turns out to crap. I don't. So, there's that. And, okay, so I got one beak. Now, I know this looks funky right now, but it's going to have an outline. It'll look better here in a minute once I get everything out of the way here. And these are really funky chickens. And yeah, I do a lot of this painting. I have in the past and stuff, and I painted some really awesome stuff. I sold my first painting on Etsy about 6 or 7 years ago. I don't even know why the woman wanted it, to be quite honest. It was like blue flowers. and I was just super inspired to paint it, and she bought it from me. And yeah, so now I'm gonna have to go over these again. You can tell, like, it's really hard with this slate. I just have to keep going over them until they're completely orange, or orange the way I want them. Because what happens then is the slate shines through and you can still see the black. Even after I primed it, you can still kind of see it. Because this particular paint, I don't know why, it's really see-through-y. I think it's like super gloss or something. And there's that. And okay. And then I'm going to paint this other one over here, which you probably can't see. Give me a minute. I'm going to do the beaks and the, I don't know what that part of the chicken's called. I can't remember right now. The under part, or wattle, I guess you would say. I'm going to do that first, so when I'm painting the chicken, I know, you know, I'm not going to paint over their wattle. So I know where everything is, because it's going to be white, so it's going to blend all in. Thanks for coming in if you're watching. I'm sorry I can't see the side chat. Okay, so I went ahead and painted the beaks. And I might have to give them another round of paint here because I gotta make sure my dog's not chewing on something she shouldn't be. She's still a puppy, so she's like really hyper. So I'm just painting the beaks real quick, and then I'm gonna paint their wattle. And then I'm gonna paint their bodies here in a minute. I don't know why people wanted this particular. I've already sold one of these, and then I'll be selling. I've already sold this one. I sold it a couple months ago, and I'm giving it to the woman on Monday. It doesn't take me very long to paint these, and she needed it before Christmas, so I was waiting. I kind of put it off. It wasn't a big deal. It doesn't take me very long to paint them. Okay, so I got that out of the way. Now I'm going to go back to the white. Sorry guys, I'm kind of sick. Alright. Oh, shoot, I wanted to paint their wattle. So give me a second. I'm going to do that real quick. Just so I have that out of the way. This color is really weird. It's supposed to be hot rod red, and it doesn't look hot rod red, so I don't understand that, but it's a weird color. So I'm going to use this hot rod red to paint their wattle. And I'm not worried about painting over top the white. As long as it's dry, it's not a big deal. Because I'm going to use a black outline. So it's not that big of a deal. And here we go on this one. This is probably the one you can see the most. I do not sell these on my Etsy store. They're way too heavy to ship. But these are for local women who wanted them, and so I did that. But yeah, this slate is super heavy, Maybe even heavier to ship, and that would be a big NO for me. I'm not going to ship something, because then my painting would have to be astronomical price, and I'm not going to do that to somebody. I'm not like Monet or something. I just really like to paint. I don't know why my hand's shaking so bad tonight, but it is. I hurt my arm. I haven't really been talking about it, and it's my shoulder, so I'm really hoping that I didn't tear my rotator cuff. If that's the case, I'm just living with the pain because I'm not going to get surgery. I think I just need to go to a chiropractor and get my shoulder popped. Alright, so here we go. Fixed. They look good. The wattles look good. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to take my white and just paint my birds. I'm going to start with the one in the centers. That way you guys can see what I'm doing here. I've been painting for years. But sometimes I really just don't trust myself. There's another woman in my town who paints really awesome. I mean, she does really awesome work. And she's kind of my inspiration. She has no idea that I look at her stuff a lot. And I've actually painted on wood and stuff, a lot of things like from her. Because I think she's awesome. I have a cousin who paints really well as well. She is amazing, way better than me. And then I also have a friend who actually is a painter, a professional person, and he does amazing work. None of which my pieces are even remotely close to any of that. You see how it blends in? That's why I wanted to do the red first. So, when I'm painting though, I want to make sure that I'm painting down so that it's all uniform because I don't want it to be all over the place. I'm just gonna make sure my strokes are down and it looks neat. Like this. And you can go back over it and just make sure everything looks really, really neat. I am so not a professional. I've never taken painting classes or anything like that. So if I'm using a technique that's not correct to some people, don't judge me because I've never taken a class or anything like that. So I just paint. I should be able to see my lines a little bit for this so I can go back over it with my black. And when I do that, you'll really see it pop. It'll look really cool. I really have an eye for color. So I'm just going to go back in. There's a lot of crevices in this slate and stuff. I'm just going to make sure I don't have pockets of paint in that because that'll take 100 years to dry. And then just make sure it looks neat. And that's part of that. Then I'm going to go to this next chicken. And I need to add more white. I'm just using Walmart's paint. This is nothing special. It's probably the best paint. If you like to paint, Walmart's acrylic paint is the best. You can get like a whole set for $12, $13. They have gloss, they have matte, they have all different kinds, indoor, outdoor paint, and stuff you can paint on wood with, and that kind of thing. So if you are looking into getting into painting and you don't want to spend a ton of money, Walmart has really the best, you know, for crafts, arts and crafts and that kind of thing. So I really like to paint. I am not Bob or anything like that. Um, I can only paint certain things, so I'm working on it. I did paint a really cool outhouse scene years and years and years ago, but I haven't given that up, and I painted some crows a while ago, and I haven't given that painting up yet. So, if you're new to Wide Family Farm, make sure you subscribe. I am also looking for members to my channel, so you know, join and be a member. It is only 99 cents a month. It's not very much. I don't price gouge anybody. Right now, I don't have a whole lot of members only videos. I am revealing a lot of my members only videos, but in January there will be a whole new series when I start gardening again. Okay, so I'm just going to, I hope, okay, she's chewing on something good. Okay, I just want to make sure she wasn't chewing on something she shouldn't have been chewing on. Just gonna get in there with my brush, paint around some of this stuff. And then once I get my black in here, like I said, it's going to look awesome. And I'm painting in one stroke just so it looks neat. I don't want a whole bunch of brush strokes in my painting. It's not hard painting on slate. However, they can't put this outside. I advise not to. I don't know how that would hold up. I guess it is outdoor paint, but still I wouldn't trust it. So this would have to be like on a porch or 3-seasoned room or something like that. I'm glad I'm getting this out of the way because I was kind of stressing myself out because I did wait to the last minute. It really doesn't take me very long to paint one of these, but I had a lot going on, so I was like, uh-oh. So I'm glad I'm doing it right now. Okay, so you can see my brush strokes, how I just want them down, and they look good. That's how I want them, just real clean. These chickens are my crazy chickens. I gave one of these paintings away at an auction, and when I did that, everybody wanted one then, and so then I had a ton of orders for people from people that really wanted my chickens. They're giving them away as a gift. So I gave one away for somebody who wanted it for their daughter's birthday. And then I gave another one, I'm giving another one away here. Not giving it away, they're paying for it, but somebody wanted it for their daughter or something for Christmas. So, and then somebody heard that I use slate a lot when I'm painting, and they went and got me a ton of more slate. So I have a ton of pieces of slate out there, which is awesome. They take them off of old buildings, historical buildings and stuff like that, and when they do, then I can use them. I gotta always make sure that my dog is chewing on something that she's supposed to be chewing on and not like the wall or something. And she was chewing on an antler. So. This channel that I have here is not really just about gardening. It's a wide family farm. So, yeah, we have a little mini farm here, but I do a lot of other things on the channel as well, not just gardening and stuff. I cook and I can and stuff like that. So we're not just one thing. I do a lot of different things. Okay, so I painted this one in the corner, and now I'm gonna paint the one. I have one over here, and you probably can't see that on camera, so give me a second, and I'll be back at you. I wasn't talking in my last little thing I colored, and I'm talking through this one. Go. Just making sure it's all neat and the strokes are one direction. I don't want to have a billion different strokes because then it looks really sloppy. You'll see the results here when I start doing what I need to do for the. Right now I'm just filling it in with white paint. I used to do these in black and white. With white polka dots, and then when I started doing the slate, you couldn't really see the black as well, so then I started using white as my main color on the chicken, and then I do polka dots that way, and you'll see how I do that here in a minute. And like I said, it's all one direction for my chicken, so I did that. And it looks pretty good. I will be doing outlines here in black, so it'll really pop out. Make sure that all my little crevices in the slate are not just piled up with paint. Alright. So there's my one chickens here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my black out. I'm just using this black right here. It is Indoor Outdoor Gloss from Apple Barrel Acrylic Craft Paint. Nothing spectacular. And I need another brush. 1 second. I have several different brushes for this, and I'm just looking for the right one. I don't see a smaller one. So I think I was using my really good brush that I like to use on the red. So I'm going to finish my red so I still have it out. So I'm going to move on to the combs real quick and paint them red while I have the red out before it gets dry. And I have a good brush out. So what I'm going to do then is I'm just going to paint the insides of these combs red. It's not going to take very long. I'm doing this a little bit different this time. Usually I don't care how I do this. But I know last time I had a really hard time seeing because everything was white. And I wanted to be able to see where I left off and stuff like that. My husband and I are pretty artsy crafty people. We used to do flea markets and stuff like that all the time, and I used to paint chairs and all different kinds of stuff. But we haven't done that in a long time. Mainly because we were doing it every holiday, and it got really old fast because we had not been able to enjoy it like any holidays. So like every Memorial Day, July 4th, Labor Day were all the times that we would be at the flea markets. And so we decided after a while that we wanted to stop and enjoy the holiday time. What's wrong, Bubby? You're okay. You're okay. Okay, so I got that one comb painted. Let's see, that's not quite dry, but I'm going to paint this one. I took a lot of art courses in college. I was very, very, very much into art. Art history, actually. And I'm lucky enough to have traveled and seen a lot of art museums. Chicago, New York, Cleveland. I've been to almost all those art museums. I've been to some ones in Washington, D.C. I was lucky enough to see Botticelli's Birth of Venus when it was touring around. So I've seen some really awesome pieces of artwork. I'm a huge Van Gogh fan, and I've seen almost all of his work at most places or on traveling stuff. I also really like, and this is very odd, but I don't even know why I like it so much, but I really love Francis Bacon. And there's a piece of his at the Cleveland Art Museum, and it's really creepy looking. And I don't even know why I like it so much, but something about Francis Bacon, man. That guy is so creepy. Okay, so I went ahead and I'm painting their combs, and then I'm going to do their bodies here in a second, because I really wanted to use this brush, so I wanted to get the red done first. And this painting was very large, so you're not going to see all of it on camera until I show you at the end. Okay. So I painted their combs and stuff like that. Now I'm going to do the black, which is my last thing to do here. Each painting that I do is a little bit different than, you know, the next one. They're not all the same. The black here that I'm doing, I'm just doing polka dots. Sorry, I'm preparing my brush. I had a lot of red in it, so I'm just kind of taking that out. Alright. I'll do these ones first since you can see them on camera. I'm going to do their outline. I'm just going to do, like, for this one, I'm going to do big polka dots because he's in the center. It kind of catches people's eye. And like I said, I'm not using anything fancy or anything like that as far as my paint's concerned. I'm just using regular acrylic paint that I bought at Walmart. Nothing fantastic here. I'm sorry, my dogs are just constantly making noise and playing and fighting with each other. There's that. I don't have a rhyme or reason to the polka dots, so that's what kind of makes them goofy. If you're just now tuning in, thank you for joining me this evening. I'm sorry I can't see the chat. If you have any questions, save it to the end, and I will answer some questions for you. But if you don't have any questions, I'm sorry I'm not conversing with you from side chat. I'm on my phone, so I can't. Oh boy. Here we go again. Will you guys stop it? Oh my lord. I'm so sorry, guys. They're wild dogs. Go, and then I'm going to do their eyes with the black as well. But when you do it with white first and then lay down the black, it really stands out. So that's why I do that first. If I need to go back over the orange, I will do that. But I think right now it looks really good because I put that white down first. With the eyes, there's nothing special. I just make them look goofy as hell. So I will have like one ball here, maybe one ball up here, like it's looking at something. Alright. Hey, you two, enough, please. Nobody wants to hear that. You're going crazy. And then, of course, I'm going to do that to their comb as well. And it's okay if the white shines through. I'm not, like, too picky about it. I was doing this with markers, the outline, but I was having a really hard time doing it on slate. So I started doing it then with a paintbrush, and it worked out really well. So. You better be a good girl. Are you being a good girl? So there is that chicken. I'm going to go ahead and edge this one out. Excuse me. Okay. I'm going to do the outline in these eyes. Okay. No, I don't like that. Straighten that out. Perfect. Alright, so then do that. The water comes right out of the beak. There's that. Just cleaning that up a little bit. So there's that chicken. I'm going to do the eyes. And then like this chicken will get polka dots, but they'll be smaller. Do something like this. Just kind of randomly put them on. They don't have to be in any kind of pattern. I'm so glad I'm getting this out of the way before Monday. I was starting to like kind of lose sleep over it. It really was. Like, oh man, I gotta get this done. And wow, it's cold and kind of rainy out, and I turned on, or I put wood on the fire, just to get it a little warm in here, and it's 79 degrees in here. It's crazy. Now, obviously, I don't know if you can see this, but there's a hole in the slate down here. I'm not going to accentuate it or do anything weird. I'm just going to leave it as is and paint around it. That kind of gives it character. So that's what I'm going to do. There they go again. Wild lions in my dining room. And then what happens usually is I leave one chicken plain, so it looks a little goofy. Alright, and then I got that beak done over here, which I don't know if you can see it or not. But when I'm done, I will show you the entire painting. And I'm going to add some googly eyes on this one. And then do its comb. Alright, so I just did that comb over here. I'm going to do my other one over there. And I'll be done. This was actually the quickest painting I've ever done. Looks pretty good. This one's a little harder. This piece of slate was a little messed up. But it gives a character for the painting. It's just hard to paint on. Uh-oh. My dogs are gonna go at it again. Goofies. Alrighty, that looks good. Go ahead and put those googly eyes on there. Alright. I'm not leaving this one blank. I'm going to do different type of polka dots, probably smaller, more together. The polka dots is probably what takes me so long. But I just want to make sure it looks good. And like I said, I just make sure. Where are you going, little missy? Where are you going? I'm watching you, little girl. Where are you going? Huh? Little poopy. So yeah, this one's a little bit differently. Polka dots are going to be more together. I'll show you the results here. You probably can't see it as much. You're a troublemaker. Hey, you two. Enough. Troublemakers. Yeah, the polka dots is really what takes me so long because I want to make sure that they look good and look right. Hey, you two. Please be quiet. That's not gonna work. Sorry, guys. I got a bunch of lions in here. That's what it sounds like. Alright. So now I'm just going to add some accents to the painting. I usually just do like something on the beak like this or something like this. Do a little accents on the combs. Okay, guys. Winnie. Enough. Thank you. I won't stop them, but it'll stop them for the moment. I'm just going to put some accents here and there. I think that's it, guys. I think I'm just gonna go over some of the spots here that I feel that are kind of see-through-y from painting on the slate. One right here, actually. And that's it. I flip the camera around and show you. Hey, Al. Thanks for coming in. Oh my gosh, there was tons of people in here. Thank you. Myra Page, thank you for coming in. Uncle Al. Gear, thank you. Lori, thank you for coming in. Shawnee, thank you for coming in. David Lynn, thank you for coming in. Marshmallow Man, thank you guys. But here is my painting. You can see it here of all my chickens. And I sold this one already, so that will be that. Yeah, it looks pretty good. All right, well, guys, thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe to my channel. And also, if you can, be a member. I am looking for members. Thank you so much, and we will see you next time.